The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble
Good afternoon,
rising
ladies and
through
gentlemen.
water.
This is LP Cruise 212. We're on a new
Transitory.
week of June, and I hope everybody had a great weekend, especially for all baseball fans and hockey fans and basketball fans alike. And we got a few interesting things that are happening in the NBA and the NHL at the same time, because there are two teams, one from different sports, are going to be going for their first titles. You got the Vegas Golden Knights, who are one of the expansion teams that are going for the first Stanley Cup, winning their Stanley Cup Series 3-1 against the Florida Panthers. Now, yes, the Vegas Golden Knights won Game 4 in Florida, but things kind of got a little ugly after the third period was over and things got really, really heated. And I gotta say, to the Florida Panthers, embarrassing. Can't take a loss like a man. But it's hockey for you. Hockey's the roughest sport in the league. If you're counting boarding, all the hard hits and stuff like that while skating.
Serves no purpose whatsoever.
That's tough. Now, speaking of... Aw, nuts. Hang on, guys. Give me 1 second. Sorry guys, company just came in, so long story short. Alrighty then, so baseball wise, actually where was I? Oh yeah, Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets are on the verge of having their first title as well after beating the Miami Heat in Miami a couple days ago. Game 5 is tonight. And I believe it's happening in Denver, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think it's happening in Denver. But you gotta give the Nuggets their due. I mean, like, they're due for a title. And for them to go into their first finals, Denver's got a bright future ahead. And then the same for the Golden Knights. I mean, they had a bright future ahead of them since like their inaugural season in the 2017-2018 season. Like, I remember the first time they actually started. Like, the Golden Knights just like were like the first team to get so many wins, become first place in the Pacific Division in that season alone, going to their first Stanley Cup final. I mean, you don't see that happen in anybody's lifetime. I mean, I don't think that's hasn't happened since Montreal. No, not Montreal. I think it was Toronto. I believe Toronto was the first team to ever do that and actually win a cup for the NHL. Aw, man, I'm going the wrong way again. Like, what the hell? Okay, there we go. But Vegas's first stint in the Stanley Cup Finals saw their loss to the Washington Capitals, which the Capitals were also playing for their first cup as well. So that was a very interesting one. We got a couple of Helichurls over here. So which was this one? Oh no, no, not that one. Oh, small stuff for Helichurls. I'll save that one for last. No honor among thieves. That's my favorite one. Straight to the heart. Where's the fourth one? Oh, that sucks. There's usually a fourth one. Aha, here it is. Let's do this one first. As for Major League Baseball, it's still a mess. Major League Baseball is still a mess. with all these pitch clock rules and stuff like that. I mean, I think it's gotten out of hands at this point. Oh, but let alone, 2 umpires have been acting like you know what, like Phil Cuzzy and Will Little, the 2 most hated umpires in the Major League Baseball. Can't play Angel Hernandez because Angel Hernandez is not even umpiring because he's out for like several days. Because I think he's injured. I mean, you know, I think he's just getting old. I think he's gonna be the next umpire to retire. Don't like saying that, but you know, it's the truth.
Now you shall perish.
But if it's one thing I don't like is umpires taking the bat away
All eyes on me.
from players when you know damn well when the ball's far outside the plate. And I've seen this happen before. If Bill Cuzzy was one of them. Like the other day, Ohtani, everybody knows him as as one of the best pitchers for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Okay? Great pitcher, great hitter. I mean, one of the best players right now in the Major League Baseball, including in his own country in Japan. I mean, shoot. Like, the guy is very talented. I mean, and he knows the strike zone too. I mean, for him to fall victim to a strike 3 call outside the plate, that is rough. And this is what I don't like. Okay? When you know, when umpires do stuff like that, it makes them look bad, and it just makes you look stupid. Okay? I don't like it when umpires decide games. I really don't. Alright, because if the ball's up high, out the zone, low, out the zone, left or right, that's a ball. That's not a strike, okay? You call that a strike? Oh, hell no. You're going for an argument with the manager. Because you know you've gone fucked up and when you do stuff like that. And Will Little, I see this egotistic umpire getting fired. Because Will Little needs to go. Okay? I was supposed to do a rant on this guy, but I didn't have the chance to because me and my brother have been focusing more on like playing The Legend of Dragoon. So I didn't have time to do it. So what happened was that like this guy has rabbit ears, okay? He'll look for anything and stick his nose in where it doesn't belong. An umpire should never do that. They should never look in the dugout to look for a fight, okay? Or try to bait a player, okay? It ain't about you, man. Like, umpires gotta stop making the game about themselves. They need to stop doing that, especially Will Little. I mean, because I get it, you know, cause he's an umpire. Like, oh, like players can't touch him or anything. But I've seen players bump umpires and stuff like that. And to me, I love it when players do that, because sometimes like it'll make them get their act together, or you know. But it doesn't change the fact of what Will Little has done. Like, I've seen what he did, like, in the last game, when he went and walked up towards the player while the player was walking away. Because he tried to make it about himself and try to make it personal with the player. Right? If you don't want players showing you up, don't show up the players. It's a bad move what Will Little did, like, last week, and it's unacceptable.
Bet you can't keep up with illusion shattered.
They move out of the way, because last time I did this, it was a bad move. Go!
Go, Baron Bunny!
I don't know if it's just me, or... I don't know if it's just me, or these guys are just, Yo, who's putting the electro? Or who's putting the extra juice into their arrows?
The wrong test subject.
Because last time one of these guys almost knocked me off the cliff. And I don't like getting knocked off the cliff.
guilt.
Oh, we got a lot
No
of
one
fat
escapes
shows
my
today.
sight.
I see.
Torn to oblivion. Shine down.
Oh, you don't want to piss off the Raiden Shogun.
Picked the wrong test subject.
You know when the Raiden Shogun comes around, you know better than that. So anyway, Will Little was always known for picking fights for no reason. He's known for that. And he's got a bad rep for doing that. Take Ron Copa, for example. I mean, years ago. I think this was before the Astros were caught cheating. Like, pitched down the zone on one of the batters from the Astros. Called it a strike. I saw this on John Boy Media, so I remember how all that went down. I mean, everybody in the Astros dugout, like, literally just went off on Ron Copa, and basically he was picking a fight with the Astros dugout, and the manager had to be like, no, you can't freaking do that. Like, I got them. Okay, I gotta protect my guys. You can't be looking at the dugout. And then, like, a couple minutes later, like he's looking in their dugout. He's looking in their dugout, and then manager's like, you can't be, like, there's nothing to see here. Look out there. Pay attention to the game. And then he goes and ejects one of their players right into the dugout. Did it again, next at bat, I believe? Next at bat, yeah. I believe this was 2017 or 2018. Correct me if I'm wrong. Then the former manager of the Astros, he was like, can't keep doing it. And then Ron Copa freaking ejects him. For no reason, because he kept looking into their dugout. Like, that's unacceptable. It's unprofessional. I mean, umpires gotta have integrity. And they gotta be disciplined. You gotta have discipline, you gotta have integrity. And you gotta know when to eject the player if the batter says these magic words that will get them ejected. I mean, I get it. There are rules that you can't argue balls and strikes. You can't do that. I get it. It's been a rule since, like, the beginning of time. I get it. I totally get that. But like, whenever an umpire, like, calls a strike, like, far off the plate, then you know you're in trouble. I mean, young umpires take heat. I mean, you gotta give them credit, because if they know if they did something wrong, they're going to listen to the managers. They're going to get better. They're going to get better. I've seen young umpires get better. I've seen that. But you gotta, like, you gotta get these young umpires credit for doing that. But the bad ones, like Will Little, Angel Hernandez, Vic Carapasa, Phil Cuzzy. Let me see. Well, Joe West is retired, so he's no longer an umpire, so he's out of the equation. Let's see. Will Little, Phil Cuzzy, Angel Hernandez, Vic Carapasa. I feel like I'm missing an umpire. There's another umpire that's very bad. But I forgot. I'll just count the 4. Screw it. Oh, C.B. Buckner. Yeah, C.B. Buckner's the worst. He's one of those umpires that will take things personal. Him and Will Little are the two that'll take anything personal because they're sensitive. Because they're sensitive punks. We'll put it that way. Sensitive punks. Because they like to decide games and cause a lot of trouble. But anyway, that's enough of today's subject of these sports. So that's about it. I'm doing these commissions for today, and then we're gonna do a little bit of the quest in Inazuma today. One thing I do want to announce, though, but I want to get this out of the way right now, and it's regarding to my next AMV. I don't know if anybody saw this in the community post. The next video is going to be called Crawling. One of Linkin Park's iconic songs from the early 2000s, and it's considered a classic, which is going to be off Hybrid Theory. I could guys tell you this right now that this AMV is not going to be easy to do, because this song hits different now, like after Chester passed away. So it's not going to be the same once I tackled this song and then try to make a video out of this one. Progress has begun since Saturday during the weekend. But I'm going to give you guys a heads up right now that it's going to have the reanimation intro. But the version of Crawling is going to be from Hybrid Theory. I actually have found the song that has that reanimation intro. So I'm going to be using that, in case you guys are wondering. But there is going to be another Linkin Park video that I'm going to be making as well after that one. Which, this was going to be a no-brainer, because especially, like, this is like one of their best songs off Hybrid Theory, called By Myself. Oh, man. Like, the extended intro that they did for Live in Texas, oh man, like, that's a classic. Delta Green. Delta Green. Delta Green, are you the person that is with Amy for Hip? Are you from her channel? I'm trying to figure out if this is you. Oh, holy crud! Delta, how you doing?
Positions.
How you been? How's your weekend? Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of Amy for Hip's subscribers, Delta Green, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, it's good to see you. It's pretty rare to see someone from another subscriber. How you been, man? How's your weekend? That was pretty good. I mean, weekends were pretty slow for me for my job, because Ed Sheeran was around the area yesterday for 2 nights, and it was... But it is safe to say that my weekend was amazing. Okay, so I gotta go to the right. Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, don't forget though, that I am 9 subscribers away from hitting 300. Once my subscribe count hits 300 or more, you guys will get a special video where I will be revealing all my Genshin stuff, including all 3 of my electric guitars. And I do have a lot of Genshin stuff too, so that's something you guys would really have to check out.
Bet you can't keep up with me.
Once it hits.
Up to the super freeze. Time for a light show.
And I've noticed that last week when I did my Genshin stream with... Hey, get your butt over here, chump. Unless you're chicken. Hey, where's the other one? Hey! You with the electro arrow. Haha, strike one. Come on, buddy. Is that your best shot? Now I'm gonna take these guys down, Helitro beatdown style. Oh, what's the Pillow Bunny doing here?
Bet you can't keep up with me. Let it rain.
Oh, that's gonna leave a mark.
Get him.
Come on, buddy. Come on. Ah, I missed.
Bet you can't keep up with me. Go, go, Baron Bunny.
Hey, hands off the merchandise. Oh, what? Oh, that's gonna hurt.
No one escapes my sight.
Inazuma shines eternal. There is no escape.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so. Now, I got it done already? Wow, that was fast. Okay, so this is what my current team looks like right now. This is my crit team. Now, however, this crit team, it goes into rotation. So, I will switch things around. Either I'll put, like, Ganyu into the first slot, and then I'll move Yoimiya around for the third and fourth slot. There are chance of switch with Amber and Kale. And then Nilu, I'll switch around with Nilu and Kamisato Ayaka. And then Raiden Shogun, I started using her after I got her up to level 80. So yeah. She does a lot of damage, I'll tell you that for sure. Okay, this is the Layla that okay, this is the Layla that I've been building for a while. Now, take a look at this. I have been saying this on Amy for Hips stream that my Layla has like the highest crit rate and crit damage. And I've tested her a few times and she's really good. In domains actually. Kale was an accident because this is her bonus for her artifacts. Well, this one has crit rate. But the one thing that made her strong was the Thundering Pulse. And this is the result. I made her crit by accident. This was not planned. So I didn't plan on... Yeah, you can say that pretty much. But she's my strongest Dendro character. And
all the world holds
I
dear,
didn't plan
despite
on...
the backdrop of
I didn't plan on making her, like, crit or make her charge. I mean, this was an accident. But Amber was the one I experimented with the most. Messing around with artifacts and everything, until I set her up with the Crimson Witch of Flame, which was something I wanted to give Amber for a while. Oh, speaking of. No, what's the constellations? This is all of Amber's constellations right here. One arrow to rule them all. Bunny triggered. Yep. All 5. And Diluc, he's my second 5-star character to have all constellations. Yeah, C5 Amber. And because the last constellation... Oh yeah, I got his last constellation on Dia's banner. And I actually got Diluc and Dia at the same time. So technically it was like a 50-50 loss and then the guarantee, which I never gotten before when I played this. So the only thing about it is that I still have to work on Diluc's artifacts. But he does look good damage though, I'll tell you that for sure. So he's running 2-piece Noblesse Oblige and Wanderer's Troop. Oh, let's see. Cookie Shinobu is she's the one character I'm still trying to work on. But the Serpent boss is really easy to take on. So I think she'll be ready to hit the party within the next couple of ascensions. Let me see. Did I actually get my stuff? Yes or no? Let me just make
Ad
sure.
Astra.
Nope.
Thank you for completing today's commissions. Here is your reward.
So, okay, time to go back to Inazuma and then let's do this quest. I've actually finished up Dainsliff's quest last night, off stream, while I was watching Amy for Hip's video as well. I mean, if you ask me, like, this third quest in Sumeru with Dainsliff, damn. I don't know how many bars it's hit, but at the same time, it felt scary, but yet, like, it was really emotional. I mean, that was a really good quest. And I can't wait to see what happens, come Fontaine. Plus, I have a lot to catch up on, so this is one of the quests that I have to do. It is, yes, it is. Because, oh man. Because with that part where Lumina's having like a nightmare, right? And then when she picks up the mirror, she sees Ether. And it shows that that she was in Ether's memories, if memory serves me right. Okay, so cutscene's gonna come right up, guys. So once my mic goes up, my mic is muted, so that way there will be no echo for cutscenes. Okay. All right, here we go. This is the spot.
It's been a while since we first set foot on Inazuma. So many things have happened since then. Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today? Huh? What's up?
Haven't I seen this before?
What the heck was that for? Doesn't want to talk, huh? Alright, let's convince him to calm down a little.
Oh, he's fast.
Fire hazard!
Ha, joke's on you, man. Nope.
Huh? So you don't have a vision after all. Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them. No, wait. Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedahara Kazuha? He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animo vision. That's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize. Seems like a real nutcase. Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha. Hey! Don't be mean! I'm on smart lots of the time! Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go find Kazuha right away and tell him to watch his back. Oh? What kind of hunch? A special connection? You mean beyond already knowing each other? Yeah, maybe a little. But then again, most people look pretty much the same once they start fighting, so that doesn't really prove anything. Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go tell Kazuha so we won't get into any danger. Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there.
Ooh, this is gonna be very interesting. I'm liking this already. Ah, man. Wait, so is the current banner still going, or has it changed? Oh, okay, so we have like an extra couple days. I find the weapon banner rigged. There's a reason why I call it rigged, because I lost 50-50 on this, while still trying to get my first 5-star catalyst. Not a single 5-star catalyst I have. Nah, I think I'm just gonna save it. I've done enough. I think I'm just better off just restoring my Rasen. I've actually had like grown my Rasen so much. I mean, the most I've had was 800. Now, there's a reason behind why I rack up on a lot of Rasen. It's because I like facing bosses, like, a lot. So when I want to, like, face, like, the weekly bosses, daily bosses, stuff like that, really, like, helps out a lot. I guess that's it right there? No. Oh, I have to talk to him. Alright.
Hey! Hello? Do you know where Kazuha is?
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all. Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha. If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention. Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did?
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be? Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. In that case, his newfound stardom is well deserved. He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryo Commission. They said they had something important to discuss with him. I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him. Seems like they really respect the guy.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable. Thank you! Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryou Commission.
All right, then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
Okay, not bad. Anyway, one of my streams from last Friday, I had to take it down because the one special event that I was doing Friday, since it was taking 3 hours and like 3.5 hours actually, put it that way. Somehow YouTube cut down my video short. I don't know why they did that. So I had to take the video down. I had to take the video down because it wasn't right. Because I did all of the Geniusification event, like, I believe, like, in one go. All the special events. And for some reason, all that, like, was cut. So I don't know why YouTube did that to one of my videos. It's not the first time they did that. They did that with my, my Halloween special stream from last year for The Last of Us. And let me tell you, The Last of Us is, like, really scary. I'll tell you that for sure. Man. I've done a few games outside of Genshin Impact, but The Last of Us has to be one of the scariest games I've played on the PS4. I'm gonna have to go in here. Ooh, this is gonna be pretty interesting.
Oh? It's you.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt Decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation. We invited Mr. Kaedahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaedahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaedahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed? In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaedahara clan belonged to this class. But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaedahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaedahara clans was neither proper nor just. Considering Mr. Kaedahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past. In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun and the Shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the Kaedahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaedaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end. You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City with the Almighty Shogun's blessing and full support of the Shogunate.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaedahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaedahara Kazuha in town.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedahara really parried the Shogun's strike. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way. But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time to consider. In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing!
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me?
Let's see. I think I'll go with the second option.
No. This puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
All the more reason to watch your back! This guy was a serious nutcase.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury, or worse.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked her, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
Okay, so we're gonna have to go track him down
What goes on in town.
and see where this guy's at.
Ryuji has to say.
Paimon's like the best travel guide, but we all know her as emergency food. That's it. I do like own like a few Genshin stuff too. I mean, I have stickers. I have a Amber poster, Yoimiya. I have Milu. I mean, I even have like Genshin Impact stickers on my Appa from Les Paul. I mean, shoot. But because the in a worn cherry body actually, so there's like no gloss or anything. So I've actually had the chance to put some stickers on it though. I was thinking about putting it on my Jackson arch top, but my sister told me not to do that because she loved the color of the guitar. Because actually, I own 2 Jacksons actually. My arch top's a 7-string satin black. Then I have a candy apple red 6-string Jackson JS12. It's a candy apple red, but the gloss is so beautiful. I got that a month after I got my Les Paul, and it just came out too. It was like 190 bucks. But the arch top cost me like $220. That's like the most expensive guitar that I've ever bought. For now, actually. Because like artist edition guitars are like way more expensive. Like take Matt Heafy from Trivium. I know some of you guys don't know who Matt Heafy is, but Matt Heafy's from the metal band called Trivium. Trivium is like one of the best metal bands out there that's been around since like 1999. But like they're like one of the youngest bands out there, so they've got like 10 studio albums and so on. So they're still going. Matt Heafy has like a custom Les Paul, both 6-string and 7-string, both like black and white. And those go around like $1,200 now. So his first edition was like $800 at first. Alright, there's another cutscene coming up, so here we go.
Hey there! We'd like to ask you a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidahara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! Kaidahara, I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions? Of mora? Whoa! Oh, wait, even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it. Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaidehara. But I wouldn't know
What's
where
going
to
on,
begin if we
Nooblets?
want
How
to
you
connect
doing?
this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual? The Tenryou Commission had very few leads, and I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
That does make sense. Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere. Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now. I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaidehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you. Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right, then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Amenoma! Now there's a familiar name.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy. 2 grown men going missing at the same time. Their cases are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way of details. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma Smithy.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
Okay, so looks like we're gonna have to go by the swordsmith. Anyway, if you guys haven't noticed, or some of you guys may have, because I actually joined the waiting list for G Fuel's Genshin Impact edition of like their product that's coming out in September. And I have to tell you, let me pause this. I'm gonna pause it real quick because I'm gonna say a couple things about it. One, oh darn it, I lost myself right there. Okay, so I joined the waiting list for that one because that's coming out in September, and let me tell you, I am so impressed of what they came out with, because it's coming with like the cup, it's coming with like this cactus lime like energy drink supplement, and that is something that I am definitely gonna buy, because to be honest with you, like, let me see. Let me just pull this up on my email real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. Let's see. Oh, crud. Okay, I got it. Okay, so it's called the Traveler's Ale Collector's Box. So that is something I signed up for, because I'm going to be getting that in September once that comes out, and that is like very impressive. So I don't know how many they're going to have, but all I know for sure is that I'm looking forward to like what cactus lime tastes like. It's on my here it is. Yep, so it comes like with a shaker bottle, and it comes like with the energy formula of G Fuel, Traveler's Ale, which is cactus lime. I mean, yes, so according to the price, it is indeed $60. And that is actually is my price range right there, so I can actually afford that. But that is something that I'm gonna have like into my collection once the supplement runs out, once I use it all up.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha. What brings you here today?
Huh? You two know each other?
Yes, the Kaedahara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the two clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects. Let me quickly explain. The Raiden Gokaden was the collective term for the 5 most acclaimed bladesmithing arts in Inazuma. The techniques of blade making were personally bequeathed to the Raiden Gokaden by the almighty Shogun, and over time, further honed and enhanced by the most talented craftsmen. Unfortunately, a series of events led to the gradual decline of many clans in the bladesmithing trade. Today, only the Amenoma clan has kept its art alive.
So sad.
It is a great pity indeed. In the old days, we each had our specialties, and just as iron sharpens iron, so too did we learn much from each other. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedahara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedahara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryo Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryo Commission.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift. I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse, and neither of them came back. Yes, strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality. He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Huh. Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear, with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced, or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me. Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
Wow, this story's getting good. I'm really loving it so far. I mean, even if I unlock the main quest, I'm not gonna do the main quest until I actually finish this one, because this story's getting really good. Oh, wait. Double crud. I'm gonna have to get Fischl and get those two. Those are really, really important.
The threads of your fate lie in my hands.
Okay. So a little brief history about using archers. Okay, so like I never liked using archers when I first started playing this game, but once Fischl was like introduced, like during the meteorite event, that changed. That changed my whole prospect on archers, and given the fact of how overpowered Fischl is, it really gave me the reason to use archers more often. And if you ask me, Fischl's like is still like one of the most used characters in the game. I'm gonna be sticking around for another half hour because once 30 minutes pass, I'm gonna be wrapping it up after 30 minutes because I will be attending like a family barbecue, so I won't be on here for long. Don't forget, if you haven't checked out the last two special streams I did on Thursday, go on and check them out. Called LP Cruise 212 and Friends Play Among Us. It was a really fun stream with Kumi, H. Joshi, let's see, Savage Bendy Straw, and my sister Vivacious V, who we actually played a few fun rounds of Among Us and doing hide and seek. The reason that one was a second stream of that one because I had a little issue trying to set it up. And since it was the first time playing Among Us on the PS4, so you know, like, we weren't actually professionals. But it was a lot of fun.
I do worry about the well-being of my retinue during my
do it again
impromptu
next
absence.
month, but
I'm
we
sure
have
the
to
good people
actually
of the Adventurers Guild are absolutely
plan it.
fine.
We have to, like, plan it perfectly, so that way none of my other friends don't back out, like, at the last minute. But yeah, it was for personal reasons, but it happens. Alright, here we go. Another cutscene coming up.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now. My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him. Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Uh-oh, what happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his weapons even as debt collectors were descending upon our house. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance. I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family? Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
I see. I understand. Ame no Mayuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. Even though I'm still a little mad at him, we're a family, and I want us to face our family's crisis together. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period. But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Ame no Mayuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument. This situation is getting a little confusing.
A little confusing. More like completely mystifying.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
Wow. That was actually
Based on the
pretty deep.
information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance. The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, Paimon was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp and, nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
That is the most likely conclusion based on everything we know. What started as a disagreement over the price escalated and ultimately turned into a tragedy. However, in this case, only one of the parties would have started the fire. That would make the other party innocent, and they would have no reason to hide themselves from the public. If this is indeed what happened, and the innocent man hasn't come forward yet, then it suggests they may have already lost their life. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there? Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
Ooh, I wonder how that's gonna turn out. Delta, are you gonna be stopping by Amy for his stream later tonight? Because I might be stopping by later tonight, but depending when I'll get home, I'm probably may or may not, because I might be doing a Legend of Dragoon stream with my brother tonight. I'm not sure if he's still lurking around, but yeah, let's head down to the warehouse and see what's gonna conclude there. Let's see. Damn, what's going on here? Actually, hold on. I'm almost there at level 20. I can actually buy off 10 levels if I wanted to right now, but I'm just gonna wait until I hit level 20. Because I am gonna get another weapon off the BP event. But the question is, I don't know who I'm gonna give it to, is the question. Because I got the catalyst off there, the bow, and the sword. Okay, I think this is it right here.
Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma, the remnants of the Tatarigami. Indeed, but this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
So it's an underground warehouse.
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place, but the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time. From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters, but most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions, even as he put himself in grave debt.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside. If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth. You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this. Relatively speaking, the risk here is trivial.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
That was too scary! Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was about to jump out at us!
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy source left this place. Two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has already befallen them. Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from. Quiet your mind and focus on what you sense around you. Perhaps you, too, will perceive its ominous presence in the wind.
Okay, so we gotta start looking for clues around the area. And there's the cloud. Just gotta go this way. Just follow the smoke. That's all you can do. Just follow the smoke. Alright, here's another one.
From this point, the trail appears to split into two. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here and seems to be dissipating slowly. Quite possibly. Let's search the area.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls! They're acting
Uh-oh.
very strange
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
Reveal thyself!
Oh, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna be sending them to the Helixtrail Hospital.
No escape! I'll race you there! Get him!
Come on, chicken. Ha! That actually worked. Got him. Hey, I'm missing a Helixtrail. Where is he? Hiding like a chicken, I see. Okay. Thought he was trying to hide from me. Nope.
Ooh, look at this red stuff. What is it?
By the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago. Well, let's take a look.
I am Nagato. Oh my god. I am Nagato. I was wounded by Amano Yuya. He took my most precious blade. I chased him, but could not catch him. I lay down here to rest on account of my exhaustion. I thought that I might croak right here. My stomach kept on bleeding, but it seems that some strange power has sustained me. Why did he steal that blade? I was going to sell it to him. He even burned my warehouse down. Okay, it hurts. It hurts. But for some reason, I can't fall unconscious. So all I can do to distract from the pain is write. What will happen to Sachiko, Yuichi, and Yuji? I'm sorry to them. I really am. Only now do I realize how stuck in my ways I was, and how blind to my obsession. I must have been cursed. I collected all these strange and bizarre things, but they won me not one iota of happiness or warmth. But all of it together, and it still wouldn't have been worth a single word from her mouth. Thank you, and sorry for letting you down, Sachiko.
According to this letter, a conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here to write this letter when his strength gave out.
So, where is he?
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and I'm afraid he may no longer be with us. Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. There's nothing more for us to find here. Yes, right now we need to uncover some more important truths. If Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Right, so let's get moving.
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami. For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill. All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, it seems that now we know the thread that runs between them. I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
Wait, you figured it out? So these two cases are connected after all?
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only be able to confirm my suspicions once we've met him in person. On with the search. We must stay vigilant. At any point now, we may find ourselves in danger.
Oh man. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna try to stream like for another 15 minutes or so, so that way like I want to know what the heck goes on. I really do. Hey. Okay. Alright.
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time.
Show yourself! It's no use hiding anymore.
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is the same guy from before! What's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Ame no Miyuya that stands before us. But what if instead of facing Ame no Miyuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light. Whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sale as a means to affect, or rather as a means to occupy, Ame no Miyuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter. Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams. As a descendant of the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
So... swords can become conscious and control people?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home. I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of Ishin art.
So Ame no Miyuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission. When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're awful.
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenoma Yuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found you, and by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun. Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over to me!
Whoa, so this guy's possessed.
No one escapes my sight.
Me!
This dance is for you.
Hey, where'd he go?
We shall
Wings
rewrite
of darkness.
history!
Come, sever night from day.
Join me and sever that divine light!
Go Bishop down! Time for a light show.
One with nature.
Me!
Oh shoot, this guy's tough.
Join me and sever that divine light!
Into the wind.
Alright, chump.
Submit to me!
By royal decree.
We shall rewrite history!
Fire hazard.
Yeah, that's right.
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too!
Your bluff's fooling no one. You've lost.
Lost? I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will. The end result is the same! I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger! And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness shall endure. By any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art. But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Amenoma Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe I am your only hope.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin Art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Amenoma Yuya and make your escape.
And what of it?
Well, That brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your Maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal!
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life. Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your Maker would have desired?
You...
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream, and the very purpose for which I was brought into being. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection, and certainly not your so-called reality. It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me your body in exchange.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the Blade's puppet. The Cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
But even so...
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me. We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
Kazuha?
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will. Thank you.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
Wait a minute! Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild. Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
Ah, all right. Please lead the way.
What about Amano Mayuya? What should we do with him?
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
Are we sure this is a good idea? It's a pretty treacherous journey. Okay, fine. Just be careful.
Okay, we're still getting some good stuff here, so let's go up to the area where the Adventurers Guild has mentioned. Nuts. I think it's much more higher than lower, so I think it's much more upper on the mountains. So I know a lot of couple games are coming out for the PS4 and PS5 like within like a couple weeks. I think Honkai Star Rail is coming out for the PS4 and PS5, but I don't know when. But I know Tower of Fantasy is gonna be coming up in a couple weeks, I think. I think it's June 20th, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Honkai Star Rail comes out like sometime in the next few weeks. I'm not even sure. But all I know is that I'm also looking forward to the 4.0 of Genshin Impact, because there's people predicting that it's not coming out until either August or September, but September makes more sense because Sumeru didn't come out until September, the 3.0, because 4.0 is Fontaine. Oh, this is it right here. That's it. Let's see. Okay, let's bring Cole in.
Trainee Forest Ranger Kale, reporting.
Nilu can stay. Hold on. Let's put Ganyu in.
What are my orders?
Okay, so this is good, or let's see. No, I'm thinking I should put back the Raiden Shogun.
The campaign begins.
Okay, that sets it up. Because with Cole, on the team that should like help me like get rid of the enemies easily, which should be no problem. No problem at all. So let's see, what time is it right now? Okay, so
Leave everything on this journey to me.
oh, that sucks. So I'll set it up for nothing. Oh well.
Time to go.
Get down to business.
There's more!
There's more!
One with nature.
Nice.
Finally,
Hey,
the fairy. It's my lucky day.
come on. Who wants some of
Into
this?
the wind. Clouds high.
The birds call!
One with nature.
How are you feeling? You okay?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become very difficult to use. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
Something else on your mind?
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, he is instead trying to match my fighting rhythm. Let's keep going.
Something doesn't feel right about this. I got a bad feeling about it. Time out. I always like looking around the room to see if there's any like charger boxes around, so you never know. So it's actually good to find it. To actually find some treasure boxes like lurking around. Let's see. Nope, nothing here. Nothing over here. And we got some few losers over here. Here we go.
The wind knows me. Into the wind.
Alright, buddy. You need to go down.
Let's get down to business.
Come on, buddy. Let's go. Uh-oh.
The wind knows me. Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
To the fairy.
Into the wind.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
It's grown dimmer.
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to wield. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting, he will likely break apart at any moment.
But what would that do to Amanome Yuya?
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily. He's still trying to achieve his goal.
I think the sword's gonna break.
Time to go.
Let's see. Any treasure box around here? Nope. Nothing in this section. Any over here? Nope.
Time to go.
Nothing either. Nothing over here. Nothing over there. Uh-oh. Ambush is right. Uh-oh. That's not good.
Time to go.
Into the wind.
If there's one thing I don't like is having a type disadvantage, so... And sometimes there's some enemies that can become a very, very big pushover. Uh-oh. Alright, buddy. You're lucky I reacted late. You got lucky off this.
Cut down. Like this.
Are you okay? It looked like like you were really struggling the entire fight.
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere near as impressive as it did at the start.
Perhaps this time, we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
True form? What are you talking about? Huh? What the? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk!
Oh, shoot.
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Inazuma has left you battered and broken. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy. I finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty, nor can I empathize with the one who made you. The only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were born.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
There they are! Take them down!
Uh-oh.
Where do they keep coming from? Yup, we can help this time.
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just more of the same.
Okay, so that sword has turned into a piece of junk now. Now it's time to take these guys much more serious. Oh, that's gonna hurt.
There's more!
Oh shit.
The wind knows me.
Oh, God!
Time to get...
Nope. Nice try, buddy.
One with nature. Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
Hey. Well, looks like I backed him into a corner.
Way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together, you have seen me for who I really am. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. You are the first person to know the truth. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would still be a ray of hope for me.
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does with you. Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true appearance behind an outer sheen. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent blade it is. Perhaps I shall never reach that level of glory.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue.
What?
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received aid from another power. Skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be aligned in the practice of Ishin art. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania and savagery. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my body.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It is an integral part of my consciousness.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any intention of trying to fight it. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey bound for a destination you were destined never to reach. The moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. And yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition. You have known this for a long time. It is the true source of your despair.
He gave me everything. My life, my form, my consciousness, and purpose. How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, "Do not worry, from here on I shall forge your legacy." How could I go back on my word?
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. Let's give him some time to reflect on things.
Okay, so let me go check to see if there's like a treasure chest around here before I go talk to Kazuha. No, nothing here. I may have to consider like increasing the brightness on this, but there's nothing. Alright.
When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a strange dimension.
Ah, nuts.
It was
there
somewhere
it is.
I've never been.
Damn it, it was right there on the left. I should have went and got it.
A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. His breaths were weak, and his life near its end. A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
Wow. That was the Blade's memory, wasn't it?
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his actions. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey. But he never wished to rival the gods. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith, that they were still worthy of being trusted.
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were worked by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his proud creation into the cursed blade of today.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred within that power is what sent the blade down its ill-fated path. This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing its way.
Shame it's too late now.
Yes, it is too late. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the dawn of his journey. He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
Okay, let me go and get this treasure box over here, and then boom. Because I think there was only a couple left. A couple. I think this was the last one. So, all right, let's go talk with him, and let's see if we can get out of here.
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of consciousness. But darkness and slaughter numb the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition, I also defiled it.
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement and release Amenoma Yuya. But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my existence. So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix, too? Jeez, don't push your luck, mister.
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Amenoma Yuya as promised. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
His attitude has grown a lot milder. What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. He told me that he had wanted me to have the grandest opening battle. Alas, after that, he never rose from his sickbed again. Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true duel between samurai.
Oh? And who would be the opponent?
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit to a fight with you. He must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
I see. He used my body to inflict harm on others. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself forward. I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryo Commission.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention.
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
Oh man, this is gonna be good. Alright, so this was the last one. Nice. So I think that's enough there to actually give to the tree on top of Yaemiko's to Yaemiko's tree. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been over there. I wonder how long the this last part's gonna be. Because I'm not sure if it's gonna be longer or if it's gonna be short. So I'm not even 100% sure. So it looks like... Okay, let's go over here because it's a short pathway. So the quicker I get this done, the better. So hopefully I'll get this done in time. Because I'm well over my my 2-hour limit. Let's see. Here it is. So we'll do this and then wrap it up.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash. Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even now, Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that Blade hasn't told us everything. Still, even if he's way past the point of redemption, it's hard not to feel a teensy bit sorry for him.
Uh-oh. There's a Lolotro right there. That guy does not look too friendly. And this guy's one of the biggest chumps out there. Yeah, I know he's taken out my Ganyu once. And that's not happening again.
Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. All right then. Successor of Ishin Art, Kaedahara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma Art, Amenome Yuya.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
Alright, here we go.
Into the wind.
Oh shoot.
The wind knows me.
Oh man, too bad there's like no energy recharge or like a cooldown reset.
Into the wind.
Oh wow, he got me.
One with nature. Clouds high. The birds call.
There we go. Yeah, it looks like it's losing its power. I could tell from it.
The wind knows me.
Like the sword is very weak.
That hurts. One with nature.
Froze there for a moment. That's not good.
Thank you for the experience. Although he appears battered and broken, in your hands it seems he's regained a glimmer of brilliance. His sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away. But that same sense of determination remains strong.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the experience. There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
You need not seek my forgiveness, nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of that.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone, and not let them stain the legacy of Ishin Art. I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin Art still has a worthy successor in Kaedahara Kazuha. I beseech you, please understand this.
Yes, I too trust Mr. Kaedahara to do the right thing.
Thank you, successor of Amenoma Art.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to go there for?
I am not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
Dang, so there's more. Alright, let me get the hell out of here before this Lolotro actually spots me and comes after me and causes trouble. Because that Lolotro is nothing but trouble. Because that Electro Lava Troll is a one-hit knockout for trouble. Alright, here it is.
It's Yuya! You have returned!
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I was able to return safely.
A prized Ishin blade, turned weapon that controls the human mind. Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility. This is a great pity. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji, from the Bantan Sango Detective Agency, tells me that they've found the missing Mr. Nagato.
Really? Is he okay?
Yes. Badly wounded, but he will live. And now that Yuya is back, it seems like the final ending to this story is a happy one after all.
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious. I have decided to let him do it.
Guess there's nothing we can say to change your mind, huh?
Thank you. I will explain my reasons later. Okay. I am ready. Let us begin. Please, stay true to your promise.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So, that's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube Ishin. It was the first time I ever heard his name. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this name deep within his heart. Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he willing to entrust it to another.
Seems like he really, really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination that blinded him to the path ahead. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them. I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by grand aspirations. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me, just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree did. Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me a little more than they should.
Oh, Kazuha.
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
Wait, shouldn't we also go update Kujo Kamaji?
Oh, you're right. We need to tell him about the findings of our investigation. And it's also time to give him a response to the offer he made me.
Okay, so I think this is the last one that I have to do, and then hopefully this quest will be over. Because I think I know why that's locked, because I think Kazuha's involved in the main quest. So, like, even if it's unlocked, I'm gonna try and, like, do most of the other quests. I'm gonna do Tainari's quest before doing the main quest. So that way, like, that way I should be all caught up and stuff. Then do some of the side quests. Even though they can be a little tricky and difficult to find. Because sometimes they don't give you, like, the location of where you have to actually go. But the Aranara quest was so long. I mean, it took me 2 weeks to finish. No, rephrase that. No, it took me months to finish it. It was so long. And that's because I work too. So, like, so I actually do have a legitimate excuse right there. Alright, this should be the final one.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. Though this was a treacherous investigation indeed, we're most fortunate that no lives were lost. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amanome Yuya should conclude soon. I do not believe he will be charged with any crime.
Wow, you sure kept your ear to the ground.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please take a look at this blade.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin, a weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaidahara clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin art. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see. I understand.
The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya. That would not suit me.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Very well, I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now. As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
Yes, so this quest is finally finished.
You must have a whole bunch of questions after our last conversation with Nahida. Paimon was ready to ask her a million more questions, but didn't want to seem too pushy. Like, about these descenders. So, Does that just mean people like you who come traveling to Teyvat from someplace else? And as for your brother... Whew, so many questions. Let's go find Nahida and see what else we can find out.
Okay, let's head to the Sakura tree, the Grand Narukami Shrine. Let's go there. But I am gonna wrap this up right now, so that's that. And as for that next main quest, I'm not gonna do it yet until I finish up with Cyno's quest. Because I finished the Tainaris and Nilus, but I want to finish up Cyno's. So that way, I have more opportunities to actually perform the miracle. No, this is Dr. Baiju's. I'm actually doing this off stream. So let's see how much I have.
Have you ever kept goldfish as pets? They're very cute.
Because I'm done here for the day. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna be back tonight for a Legend of Dragon stream. So that is ouch. I am 2 electro sigils short. That's okay. I can save that for another time. But I'm definitely gonna wrap this up, guys. So don't forget. So don't forget to like, subscribe for more Genshin streams, AMVs, and streams outside of Genshin Impact, like the Legend of Dragoon with my brother, Mr. Savage 6 Killer. Alright, so, with that being said, thanks for Delta Green for actually coming and stopping by. I mean, you know, it's rare to see someone from another person that I actually follow. I really appreciate him coming aboard. So until then, guys, I'll catch you on the next stream. There won't be no Genshin stream tomorrow. Tomorrow night is going to be the Legend of Dragoon stream. Okay? So until then, guys, signing out for the night.